Hello, here we are with a new video tutorial of Elementary. In this tutorial we'll see how to sketch and design a vector symbol which consists of quite a lot of text. A big event logo designed as kind of a royal crest in a classic style, rich with ornaments, but clean in terms of finishing and polishing. So I'll make up some big Hasidic event that is not really going to take place anywhere, and we'll prepare a royal event logo for it. We'll use typical text lines such as the title, date, location, parts of verses, superlatives, etc. We will explain the process step by step, starting by arranging the text in Adobe Illustrator, giving each line its appropriate size. Then we'll switch to Photoshop to prepare the sketch, and we'll switch back to Adobe Illustrator to recreate it as a vector object at the desired level of finish. Now, regardless and besides understanding the process, the most important principle that's recommended to take from this video is that typography is the main issue and the primary stage in any design that involves text. So we should always put the emphasis on the typography mainly. And only after arranging the text, that's when we move on to designing any other part. That is to say that the shape and layout of any object or ornaments surrounding the text are to serve the text and not the other way around. So let's get started. First, let's type down the text that will be displayed in this logo. Ahmad Heraldic, this will be the caption. Now let's choose a font. We will go on a font called Heraldic. I'll take the Decker variant. Let's have a look for a moment the informative background about this beautiful font. Here's what the designer writes in his website. Well, the names of the streets in the Jewish quarter at the old city of Jerusalem were written with these letters, which were designed originally by the architect by the name of Dan Ben-Dor. This was about 100 years ago. So this font has been restored and redesigned by the font designer Itamar Natan. Now let's write down a verse, or actually it's a part of a verse. This will be placed above the caption as a top caption. Here we add the number 50 to mark some anniversary. Let's give it some kind of a decorated font. Reduce a little bit the space between the digits. Now I will also write the number in words. This will ultimately add to the overall look of the typography. For this line I'll use another font called the Kriyat Kodesh. Now let's reveal the reason why we've gathered here. Well, this logo is designed in the honor of founding the Hasidic community of Zaporizhia, which is a city in the bombed Ukraine. And why the name of this city? Well, not necessarily. Simply, this is one of the Ukraine cities that, as far as I know, still does not have an Hasidic community named after it. And here comes the ultimate line, without which there is no event and no nothing. Here we'll mention the second part of the event. The date, location, Avenue Plaza Hotel. I'll have to Google it, see if such a place actually exists, and if it also has an event hall, whatever. Some rhymes and superlatives that will seal this logo. There is no way you will really see anything similar in commemoration of such a Hasidic event. Now let's align to the center all the text lines together. Now let's handle the headings and the subheadings and give each line the appropriate size, according to its importance. Increase some of them, decrease or emphasize each line as necessary. We'll go through this step at time-lapse speed for a few seconds, then we will continue to explain the process. Okay, now that we're done with the arrangement and design of all the lines, let's switch to Photoshop to make the sketch of the ornaments for the royal crest. For those who do not have a graphic tablet, it's recommended to print the typographic design and draw the sketch by pencil. In fact, it's even much more convenient to do it by pencil, which is what I do in most cases. Let's go also through this sketching stage in time-lapse mode. It seems that the sketch is too complex and scrambled, so maybe we should try another one, more simplistic now. Let's give it a shot. This one looks much better, so I'll give it a little polish to make it easier to redo in Illustrator. And now that we have the final sketch, we can move on to the last step, which is recreating it in Illustrator as a vector, and of course give it the final touch. So I open the sketch in Illustrator. I'll lock the sketch layer so it doesn't move. Let's begin redo the ornaments as vectors. Now for those who do not draw, I want to remind that you can just use ready-made vector ornaments, which can be downloaded from Stack Vectors sites on the net, and there are many free vectors to download, and you can just put them according to the general layout of the typography. And again, the only rule you should stick to is that this should be done only after designing the typography, as we have just seen. There are many techniques for creating the decorations as vectors, such as a variety of brushes found in this software. In this case, we'll mainly do it the conventional way without any shortcuts. Since the step of creating the vector is also very long and very boring to watch, we will again move it in fast speed. We're done with recreating the ornaments, but still it has to be polished. And since this stage is also very long and might be exhausting by watching it at its natural and slow pace, so let's again move it on in time-lapse. We've finished polishing the ornaments and turning them into vector objects. Now let's duplicate the half we have and flip it from right to left. Let's unite the objects as a group and put the text we've prepared in advance, for which I turned into curves, of course, after I backed it up. A few more finishes and alignments. Now I duplicate the group of objects that make up the event logo. Let's give it a stroke. Maybe a little more. That would be enough. So I go up to the Object tab, I select Expand Appearance, and again Expand. At a Pathfinder window I choose the function Unite, and this is how I inverted the stroke and turned it into a solid object. Now let's give the group of objects some light shade. Now let's place the general shape we've done and put it behind. Align it all together. Let's give all the text a white color. And the digits, let's do the same shade as the ornaments. We're almost done. Let's see how it turns out with some shadow. That's it. It's really not hard to do. It may seem a little bit complex, but when understanding the process, and of course by practicing, it becomes really simple and satisfying. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and found it helpful. Please subscribe to this channel and you'll be notified anytime there's a new video uploaded. All the best. See you again by Zashem in the next tutorial.